Ripple and wave when the wind blows my shirt.
Wind in a bar.
Song Sung Blue, 2026, emerges as one of the most heartfelt and musically rich films to capture audience attention in recent years, blending emotional drama with soul-stirring musical expression. From the earliest development conversations, the project was envisioned not just as a simple musical story, but as a cinematic exploration of the ways music shapes identity, bridges generational divides, and becomes a carrier of memory. Rather than relying on spectacle alone, the film immerses viewers in character journeys where sound, emotion, and personal transformation are inseparable. The title itself, Song Sung Blue, evokes both the lyricism of emotion and the cadence of life itself, suggesting a narrative in which music becomes both theme and lifeblood. The story revolves around a diverse group of characters whose lives intersect through music in unexpected ways. At its emotional center is a seasoned musician whose career once soared with promise but has since plateaued under the weight of personal disappointment and creative frustration. Years of touring applause and applause-driven validation have given way to a quieter existence, one marked more by reflection than reinvention. When a chance encounter pulls this musician into a local community of aspiring artists, the singer finds an opportunity to rediscover passion, challenge old assumptions, and re-examine what it truly means to create and share music. This return to artistic exploration becomes a catalyst not just for personal renewal but for collective inspiration, as others around them find their own voices through shared experience. Parallel to this journey is the story of a young singer whose raw talent is visible but untapped, whose aspirations are bright yet fragile under the pressures of expectation and self-doubt. This character represents the energy of possibility, a reminder that creativity blooms not simply through technical skill, but through courage, vulnerability, and the willingness to be heard. As the narrative unfolds, the mentor-like figure's interactions with this aspiring artist form the emotional backbone of the film, weaving together moments of triumph, tension, uncertainty, and breakthrough. Their evolving dynamic reflects a universal creative journey, the tension between confidence and fear, tradition and innovation, belonging and individuality. Supporting characters enrich the tapestry of the story with a range of perspectives. There are seasoned community performers whose own relationships with music reflect a lifetime of joy and sorrow, reminding viewers that art often carries the weight of lived experience. There are audience members whose presence animates performance spaces and whose reactions reveal music's capacity to communicate when words fall short. And there are behind-the-scenes figures, friends, family, connectors whose encouragements and conflicts shape the protagonist's emotional responses. This ensemble approach allows the film to explore music not just as performance but as connection, conflict, memory, and healing. Plot-wise, the film unfolds with a rhythm that mimics the ebb and flow of song. It opens in quiet moments, lines of poetry scribbled in journals, the hum of a lyric casually rehearsed, the tentative strum of a guitar in an empty room. These moments feel intimate, grounding the audience in the personal struggles of creation. As characters intersect and opportunities arise, the pacing accelerates, blending rehearsal sequences with performance interludes, each beat resonating with emotional clarity. Rather than a linear trajectory of success, the narrative favors the left turns, pauses, and detours that accompany real journeys of growth. Music takes many forms within the story, from solo vocal performances to spontaneous collaborations, from echoes of classic melodies to fresh compositions that reflect evolving voices. The film's soundscape becomes a character in its own right, with musical expressions highlighting both harmony and discord, reflecting inner turmoil, connection, and resolution. Thematic motifs recur across performances, with certain chord progressions or lyrics appearing in moments of emotional significance. In this way, the score functions as an emotional map, guiding the audience through triumph, heartbreak, curiosity, and renewal. Visually, the world of Song Sung Blue is crafted with warmth and layered detail. Performance spaces range from intimate local venues to open outdoor stages bathed in golden light. Camera movements mirror musical phrasing with slow, sweeping shots during moments of contemplation and quick, rhythmic cuts during scenes of creative collaboration or emotional conflict. The color palette leans toward expressive tones that reflect mood, vibrant during moments of communal joy and softer, muted hues when characters wrestle with doubt or introspection. These visual design choices deepen immersion, making the film feel alive in both sound and sight. The trailer teased key emotional beats, the initial reintroduction of the seasoned musician, the first tentative steps of the young singer, and the community that binds them together through shared song. Audiences responded with excitement, drawn to the emotional weight carried in each brief musical snippet. The teaser emphasized not only the beauty of the performances, but the personal stakes behind them, the fear of vulnerability, the resilience born of adversity, and the way music amplifies emotion in moments where words alone fall short. This early buzz generated conversations about how Song Sung Blue might redefine audience expectations of the musical genre by prioritizing character depth alongside melodic expression. One of the most compelling aspects of the story is its portrayal of music as communion, as something that binds people across experience and age. The film resists the temptation to present creativity as competition. Rather, it honors the diversity of artistic voice. The narrative shows that expression does not belong solely to virtuosos or prodigies, but resides within every person willing to share truth through sound. In this way, the film speaks to the universal experience of creation, that making art is, at its best, an act of connection rather than conquest. The emotional spine of the film emerges in the way characters carry and release memory through song. Music becomes a vessel for remembering, for honoring moments of joy and sorrow alike. A melody may capture the exuberance of early ambition. A harmony may reflect shared vulnerability, and a sustained note may represent stillness that follows profound change. These musical moments are not merely ornamentation but narrative anchors that carry emotional meaning throughout the story. As the plot approaches its climax, key characters confront moments of reckoning. The seasoned musician must decide whether to reclaim artistic ambition on the world stage or to anchor creative energy within the community that renewed their spirit. The young singer faces the choice between seeking external validation and embracing authenticity as a source of power. These decisions are not binary, but complex and deeply felt. Reflecting the film's commitment to character nuance over simplistic resolution, the emotional payoff comes, not in spectacle but in shared understanding. Final musical sequences unfold not simply as performances, but as declarations of identity, resilience, and connection. In these moments, the narrative synthesizes the emotional threads developed throughout the film, allowing the audience to feel the culmination of struggle and triumph in full dimensionality. It is in these final acts where the title, Song Sung Blue, resonates most deeply, capturing both the sorrow and beauty that define the human experience. The thematic depth of the film invites conversation long after the credits roll. Viewers reflect on the ways music has shaped their own lives, the songs tied to memory, the voices that once offered comfort, and the lyrics that help define moments of transformation. In this way, Song Sung Blue becomes more than cinema. It becomes a mirror for audience reflection, an opportunity to consider how creativity and the courage to share it shapes identity and community. Ultimately, Song Sung Blue 2026 offers a cinematic exploration that feels both universal and deeply personal. Through its rich characters, layered musical expression, and emotional honesty, it proposes that music is more than entertainment. It is a language of the soul. The film reminds viewers that every voice, when sung with sincerity, carries meaning that transcends technique and echoes in the shared spaces of memory, connection, and the unending search for self-expression.